What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
BlueNote. Time report. Hello, Justin. How are you today, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for tonight. I am very excited for tonight.
3 months. 3 months in the making. Tonight's show is 3 months in the making. We started talking about this show on opening night. And it's taken a little while. There's been some hiccups, and we've got it. That we started late with the hiccup, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Do you want to introduce him, or do you want me to? It's up to you.
I want you to get the glory of this one. You kind of finalize this one, set this one up. You know, you introduce him.
Okay. Well, we have the man who replaced the legend, and who is becoming one himself, a man of many, many talents, and a man who is endearing himself into Blues fans' hearts with every note on from opening night to the last game of the season. Please give me a big, join me in a big, warm, happy welcome to the anthem singer, Mr. Pershard Owens.
Oh, what's up?
All right. Studio audience is happy you're here, my friend.
I'm glad to be here
for joining us tonight.
Of course, no problem. Yeah, it's been a while trying to get it together, but yeah, finally came to fruition. So
yeah, no issues whatsoever, man. You take it where you can get it. You do what you can, and I know are you going to be busy tomorrow night? Are you got something going on tomorrow night?
I don't know. My days start to run into each other. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow.
I thought maybe you would be at the Hall of Fame induction tomorrow.
No, I won't be there. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I know you'll be busy Tuesday night then.
Yeah, I'll be in the building on Tuesday for sure.
Yeah, you got to get me one of them banners. You got to snag me one of them banners, bud.
What banners?
They're giving away the Hall of Fame banners every year. They do a banner, a little like banner that with the Hall of Famers for that year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't keep up with anything, honestly. Like I am day to day type of person.
Oh, I get it.
I need to start scheduling better in 2026, but
yeah,
you know how it goes.
I get it. Well, before we start this interview, I want to bring something up. I want to show you something because I want to get your raw emotion from what I'm about to show you. Okay. Here we go. Are we ready? Let's bring this up. He'll know what it is the second it comes up. And here we go.
Pershard. How are you? Life is beautiful, brother. Listen, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How would you like to be the full-time national anthem singer for the Blues?
Oh no! Like what? Really? This?
Man, I heard you sing. You bad. You are tough. And I can't think of anybody better to sing it than you.
Oh, you really did. Yeah, of course. Sheesh, wow.
What do you think?
Yes, yeah, of course.
Welcome to the family, brother.
Man, thank you so. I'm glad you approve.
Oh, please. goes without saying. Come on.
My gosh. Yes. What? You're so sneaky. I was like, what is like turning? I'm like, wait, why is he here? Like, what is happening?
He fits the profile. He's muscular like the last anthem singer. I couldn't have thought of a better singer than he. Class act. Very good choice.
I don't know what else to say. That was
We're transforming.
not bring this up. Oh, I gotta know, what was your emotion during that moment? Because it looks like that wasn't set up. Like, it wasn't staged. You didn't know what was happening other than you were meeting him, correct?
Yeah. So I haven't I hadn't looked at that until you just showed it.
You're shooting me.
No, I hadn't watched that since everything came out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So yeah, it was it wasn't planned at all. Anna sent me a message, and I was supposed to come in and do like a one-liner for like a promo they were doing that season. And my line was, "Can you feel the blues?" So I had no idea what was happening. And then, I walk in and there's cameras, and I'm like, what is going on? And I just kind of went with it. And she's like, well, we're just going to mic you up. So then we walk in, and I go to the corridor, and she's like, well, I'm going to go this way and you keep going that way. And I was like, okay. And then I saw Mr. Glenn, and I was just like, what? I jumped back because I was like, I thought I was in his shot of something. And the camera guy was like, go down that way, go where he is. And then everything just happened. I still didn't notice until he pointed. And then I think this is the first time where it's actually where it's actually hitting me, I think. So yeah, it was insane.
Well, I didn't. I'm sorry, bud.
No,
I really.
fine.
Are you sure? Now I feel like, because I like raw emotion, and I've got more than I expected.
Yeah.
Charles Glenn was a legend, right? He's been around forever. I got to see a game, I think in 2014, and that night it was against the Oilers, and he started the night a little earlier, singing "When the Blues Go Marching In."
Yeah.
And I, being in the Navy, I hadn't really, when he wasn't the anthem singer the last time I had gone to a game, so I didn't know him as well as everybody else did. But that night, man, when he sang that, I was just like, wow. And then I learned more as the time went on. But to have a guy like that turn around and say, hey, would you like to step into my shoes? What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I am such a Cancer. I don't know. People kind of see me in this role, and yeah, it's massive, but I'm not used to stuff like that happening to me. So I haven't given myself time to just take everything in. So I think this is good. I think I needed this moment. I didn't expect it to happen now. But yeah, I'm definitely blessed and fortunate to be in the position that I'm in.
Yeah. Justin, you wanna ask a question here real quick if you didn't freeze on me?
I just, for me, seeing something like that, when I first saw it, I was like, man, what an incredible moment. And, I knew it was so raw of an emotion just because of how you responded to things. Like when they're like, oh yeah, would you like to, be a part of the team? And you're like, no, what? I'm like, that's such a genuine, didn't see it coming reaction. And you just love the emotion, that you brought in that. And I think for me, we'll kind of tackle more into this later in the interview, but I just think that there wasn't a better person that they could have turned the microphone over to than you, with the legendary career that Charles Glenn had. So I think they made the absolute right decision.
I appreciate.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said I appreciate that.
I'm going to let one of our fans ask a question. Here we have Mr. Chris Shockey, my buddy Chris. He says, so what is your musical background? We know Charles is a blues singer. Do you perform elsewhere?
Yeah. So I perform out in locally Lake St. Louis at Donatelli's is one of the places that I go to. And then I do the Quarry Wine Garden here and there, and then Parkside Grill, and that's pretty much it in St. Louis. And then I also do my own music as well, which I thought I did a good job of promoting it. Apparently, I don't. But yeah, I do. I have my own music out. YouTube, Apple Music, like you can find that. But yeah, like and then I travel. I've started to travel more doing anthems as well. I did the Chiefs this season, and then I did the Carolina Panthers as well this season. And then I also I do theater as well. So my degree in at Missouri Baptist in St. Louis was criminal justice and music performance with an emphasis on voice. So I do theater. I did the Muni and Dreamgirls like 2 summers ago. And yeah, so it's and then I grew up in the church singing. So I mean that's kind of a given. But yeah, I've done music all my life.
So very, very rarely am I speechless talking to somebody, and your demeanor, the way you come across, it's so when I first approached you at the arena, I was worried that you were, because you have a couple people with you and they protect you, and I get that, right? I mean, I understand that. But I was worried that when I come up to you, you were going to be standoffish or we're going to come at it wrong. You were so like brought me into your fold really, really quick. So yeah. I appreciate that. What are you? I'm taking it you're born and raised St. Louisan, right?
No, I was actually born and raised in Southeast Missouri.
Okay. So you're not a St. Louis high school guy then, huh?
No, so you can't ask me what high school I went to.
No, I can ask it anyways. Southeast Missouri, I'm thinking Cape Girardeau?
Further south. I went to Scott County Central, which is a very small school. We had 16 people in my graduating class.
I didn't have much more, so
but we have state titles out of the wazoo basketball. So yeah, if you know sports, Otto Porter, who is who was an NBA player, he went to Scott County. He's graduated from Scott County Central. So yeah, so it's a small school, but it's so much talent that come out of that school. But some people just didn't go after it, and but yeah, it's a small town.
Yeah. Were you a blues fan before this happened, or are you a newer blues fan, or what's your blues credentials, I guess? And that's not the right word, but
no, I was always a blues fan, but like I grew up. My mom is still a teacher, and my dad's still a police officer. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get a chance to go to many games, but I was always a fan. One of my first games was it was Wayne Gretzky was playing.
Okay.
So yeah, that was one of my first games, and I always loved it, but just couldn't always go to games. Yeah. And then when I went to college, I went to games when I could, being a broke college student.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been a fan for a minute.
Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, both of us, I think Justin said you started being a fan in 05, 06, somewhere around there. Is that right, Justin?
No, a little younger than that. I mean, granted, let's just be real. I mean, I was a Blues fan before I was even born. so I don't think that changes. But yeah, my fandom of knowing it, what happened a little sooner than that. I was, maybe 2002, maybe 2003-ish and onwards, when I can really kind of understand the game and all that. But I know we're kind of going over your background, Pershard. What the question that I wanted to ask is what kind of singers and bands kind of influenced your role into wanting to pursue this type of profession?
I grew up with old school music, Queen, Journey, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Mace, Frankie Beverly, Luther Vandross, Aerosmith. I grew up with actual singers, right? So it's important to me that, for one, I keep my voice, up to par, which is why I always wear this, because some people make fun of the scarf. I'm the scarf guy, which is fine. But there are reasons why I wear the scarf when it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I grew up like idolizing singers. I think I said Whitney Houston. I hope I did, because that's
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So
You were throwing shots at the singers of today. I listen to real singers.
I mean, it's unfortunately it's not about actually singing anymore, but that
Oh,
it is
yeah,
what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he threw a shot at me. Oh, I listened to old school, and he's talking about the stuff that was on when I was in high school. I mean, on the real radio, not classic stations, the real radio.
But that's a good thing though, because they were real artists, real singers. Like, they didn't need like big pyro behind them. All they needed was a band and a stage,
Yeah.
and they put on a show. You know, so that's what I looked up to and still do.
The closest thing you got to dancing then was somebody running around the stage. There was no choreography grants or any of that. No.
It was about talent.
Yeah. One of the first concerts I ever got to see, and I got to see concerts late because my parents wouldn't let me go. But one of the first concerts I ever got to see was Starship and the Outfield at the Muni, right? And they're coming out. This is I'm thinking 85, 86, somewhere around there. I was a teenager, but it was there was no choreograph of that. And I also, right around the same time, the Monkees, and I know, the Monkees, but they did that reunion tour in the mid 80s, and they did it with like 3 or 4 different bands, and I got to see them at where the Blues play now, the Keel Center. It was the Keel Opera House then, right, way back then, and none of those had any dancing, right? Like he's talking, one of them was, I think the song was Young Girls, and he's talking about, our high tech stuff was he put a piece of tape over the guitar to change the sound. Right, so yeah, you're when it comes to music like that, I'm with you. We have another question. This is from who we call Mom. This is Justin's mom. What has been your favorite performance that you have done? All together, I would have to say,
2 years ago, I had the opportunity to be on the Kelly Clarkson show, and I mean that was just. It was amazing, like being able to go on that show, a nationally syndicated show, and perform with her and 4 or 5 other artists. Like it was amazing. And I got to go back though, because when we first met, like I don't have people like with me that help like to guard me. Okay. Those are like my friends. So I'll usually have like a friend with me. And like they just like chill, but like I walk through everybody, and I mean I like when people talk to me. I'm not one of these people who, stay away. Like no, that's not me. And it's a gift and a curse at the same time. But just the way I was raised, like my mom's a PK, so I was always raised to just be really really humble and like not. Just not take things for granted, Yeah, I don't have bodyguards.
Well,
you don't.
It was just, again, when in that crowd, when it's that big of a crowd and you're connected to the team, sometimes, people can take things too far. And,
it happens, but I'm really good at shifting atmospheres. Like I'm really good at that. And I haven't had like a bad interaction per se. The worst I've had was a woman like grab my face and tell me, "Oh my God, you're really good." And
you got the grandma treatment.
What was that?
I said you got the grandma treatment,
bro. Yeah, and I'm really particular about my face. Like I have sensitive skin, so like I was just like, okay, she's just having fun. It is what it is. But that's probably the worst that I've had. like in person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, for me, like I have to be really careful when I go up to people that are connected to the organization, especially during the game, asking them about the show because I know I can get kicked out. Right.
Really?
Oh yeah. That we're not sanctioned. So sanction wise, I'm protocol is I'm supposed to do everything through the Blues, but I they don't respond, so I do the best I can. And I was worried about that, but I'm glad that everything worked out, you know?
Yeah.
Right. We have another do you want to go with the question before I get to another comment there, Justin?
Oh no! Definitely ask the question in the comments so we don't get too far behind.
Chris Gilstad says, and I think I pronounced that right. He's a very humble and selfless man that is bringing on joy and happiness to the people he runs into throughout his days. A good little comment for you there. And then Samantha Rose Robinson, Sam, our Thunderbirds affiliate, says, if you could sit down with any dead or alive musical artist, who would it be and why? Good question.
Oh, dead or alive?
And you know what? How about this? I'm going to expand that question. Your 3-person dinner table.
Oh, 3-person dinner table.
Dead or alive?
So Whitney Houston, of course. Bruno Mars. I would love to chat with him. And probably
I love a stump question.
my 3.
You blanked out there for a second.
Yeah, those would be my 3.
We didn't hear the third one.
Oh, Freddie Mercury.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost dead on there with it.
And I mean, reason is like they're all singers. They're all performers. They all had their struggles, and I would love to know, like, you know, Whitney. I mean, that just breaks my heart. How what happened with her. But I would like to know, like, how they got through their struggles and how they dealt with certain things, and you know, just learn as much as I could, like, from them in that however time I would have with them. But yeah, those would definitely be my top 3.
Well, Bruno Mars is from where I'm at, from Honolulu here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And Freddie Mercury, I mean, I'm 57. I just turned 57, so I'm that age, right? Where when Mercury was really hitting it, when Queen was hitting it in the late 70s, early 80s, you know, that's what I was listening to, and that voice of his was just, you know, it grabbed you, right?
Yeah.
And it was important. One question that I want to ask, and I've never got to interview Charles Glenn. He's like one of my bucket list guys too. So you can put out a good word for me. One of my biggest questions is when you're singing the anthem, you have something that happens that kind of other anthem singers, they might stop because the crowd will say a word. Our fans change the word.
Right.
How hard is it for you to not change that word when you're singing?
Very. There's been probably like once or twice where I almost said blues and I caught myself.
So yeah.
But it's just a habit, because before I was the singer, I was a supporter. So I was there saying blues. So it's a little challenging to not say it sometimes. But you know I can't say blues. I have to say brave. So but yeah, there's definitely times where I almost say it and I catch myself very quickly.
Well, it runs up on you quick. I mean, both start with a B, so it's like, man, you're close. You're close.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm retired military, so I salute during the anthem there, and I catch myself saying blues.
I mean, it's just it's the St. Louis blues thing. So it's Dallas has the Stars. Vegas has nights and we have blues. So I mean, it's our thing, and I don't think anybody thinks anything of it, but I just have to make sure I say brave.
Right. Oh, and before I get to a couple more of our fan questions, because we're live, so we're streaming this live, I have you might be able to see. I don't know what you have it on a computer or a phone, but I have comments up on the side there, and so people are watching this and commenting. So it's an open interview. I hope you're
Nice.
okay with that.
I like that.
Right. One of the you mentioned Bruno Mars. One of the things about him, he's very multi-talented. Right.
Yeah.
I had to Facebook stalk you prior to this interview. Dude, you're as multi-talented as he is, right?
You know, I do what I can do.
Oh, come on. Besides singing, why don't you tell people other things that you do besides singing?
I mean, I play and coach tennis.
At the high school level.
Yeah, high school level. What else do I do? I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
really? I mean, you haven't run for office before?
I did do that. I did. Yeah, I did do that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was.
You know?
It's, you know, I've done some things. Yeah.
All right. You ran for city council, if I'm correct?
I did.
Right? I don't know the results, so hopefully it's not too painful, but what were the results?
Oh no, it was I didn't win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely ran. It was a good experience, you know, live and learn. But yeah, you know, I did that. I think that was like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I felt compelled to do that. You know, when I did it, and I did it, got it done, and you know, kind of just moved on and focused directly on my music now, and you know, that's where I'm at.
Next question we're gonna get to. We'll go. Justin, if you want to say something, just let me know, bud.
No, I just wanted to ask Pershard. You know, we were talking about your influences, you know, growing up, and you know who you idolize, kind of in the musical profession, but and you know their struggles and how they handled it. What was one of the hardest things that you've had to handle so far in your career doing this?
I wouldn't say just doing this. I would say in music in general is just silencing outside voices, I would say. Not focusing on what people, you know, say, and just coming into myself, you know, as a person, as an artist, and you know, just focusing on that, just focusing on the music, focusing on keeping myself healthy, like vocally, and you know, that's probably the toughest that I've, you know, had. I mean, I've had other setbacks as well, but for the most part, that is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
that's definitely a hard thing to do. You know, try to keep them voices on the outside of your head. You know, when they're doubting you, saying, you know, I don't like this, or you can't do it, or you know that is hard to, you know, kind of combat sometimes. But you know, I think you have done a very admirable job as of, you know, so far. So
yeah, I mean I try my best, man. It's one thing. You know, when you're in the public eye, you just know that is part of it. And you know, I just roll with it, you know, because I know what it is, and that's the best I can do with it. So I just let it roll off and do what I do.
Right.
absolutely, yeah. You want to get to our next?
So Samantha, because this was the earlier, she said her top three. She asked the question was Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury, and Ozzy. All three good ones, right? Samantha says also here's another tough question. Oh no, I already asked. Oh, if you could invite any dead or alive hockey player from any team, who would it be?
If I can invite them, and like,
so instead of having three people from music at your dinner table, you have three hockey players at your dinner table.
Okay. Haven't met him. I would love to talk to him.
We didn't hear that, bud. It cut out.
Gretzky.
Gretzky. Okay.
Would love to talk to him. Austin Matthews seems very interesting. He seems very interesting. So would love to chat with him. And then from our team, probably it's a toss-up between like Booch and Benner. Like Bennington and Booch
okay.
like they both seem like they have like really like good personalities.
Yeah.
Because they did like Booch session and he's always hilarious. And then Benner he's laser focused all the time. And he seems like he is just like, I want to pick his brain a little bit to see like, you know, like what Benner's like, what goes through his head like during, you know, like I want to know what went through his head during like the run, like in 2019. Like I would love to know like if he said he didn't have pressure or anything, but you know, I want to know how he like internalized everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, those would be my top 3, I think.
Yeah. How do you compartmentalize all that? You know, and especially when everybody's bringing up you're a rookie, you're a rookie, you're a rookie. I absolutely get that. That's actually a really good question. Another good question, and this kind of goes along with this. This is from Kershaki, my buddy. He says, so Guy and I have met several Blues alumni and have met with current or alumni. Who is your favorite of them?
Alum. I think the most inspirational one is Kelly Chase by far. Just seeing him, you know, at games and seeing like the fight in his eyes is just inspirational for me. So yeah, I would have to go with that. And I mean, to be able to come back, you know, to Enterprise and just still be able to speak hope and encouragement to people while he's going through what he's going through, that's admirable to me. And you know, I mean, I can't go with anybody else.
Yeah, no, that's a good. That is a good question. I was going to ask you something along the lines of, since this is your second season as being the anthem singer, so you're about a season and a half into it.
Full time, yeah.
Who have you met of the people that you've met? Who have you been like most excited about meeting? And the second part to that is who haven't you met yet that you really want to meet?
So when I'm getting ready, like I'm at the ice level, so I haven't met like the guys like full conversation. I've seen a couple of them walk past, but I keep everything like super professional and things like that. But I would love to talk to all of them, just like, but I haven't had that opportunity to do that yet. But like I said, I keep it super professional because I'm there to sing the anthem, and then I don't want to come off as like a fan, if that makes sense.
You don't want to come off as like clingy So
I just keep it, I'll see him walk by, I'm just like, okay, there's such and such. And, I just keep it there. I mean, I'm sure at some point, I'll, get a chance to talk to some of them, but, it's not it's not on the top of the list.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking more about players. I was thinking more about like John Hamm or Jenna Effman or some of those who have come to games. If you've had a chance to meet them.
No. Because like when the game's going, I'm actually watching the game.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the back. And when I took on the role, they were so shocked to find out that I stayed for the games.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because I guess most singers would like sing and like leave. Yeah. And I'm like, why would you sing and leave? Like,
do they have like seats for you? Do you have seats at the game or?
Like I have a seat at the game. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Wow,
just
yeah.
I stay and watch the game. And I don't understand why people would leave. And I'm like, dude, like
Yeah, that
you're
doesn't
it's
make
a
any
hockey
sense to
game.
me.
Was
That
that?
doesn't make any sense. I said that doesn't make any sense to
No.
me. Why
It
like
makes
what, if you have a free seat, why will you not take it?
it makes no sense. And I'm like, I don't get it. The only time I think I've left like twice this season because I'm horrible with scheduling and I had a gig,
Mhm.
so I sang and then I would leave.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm at every game.
You go ahead, Justin.
No, no. I just was kind of curious. I know, like, I don't want to get too off topic, and I know you can't really. I don't know if you can really go out there and say it, but I know that we talked about how you or that you're professional, but the fan in you, comes out sometimes, and you want it to come out, but you try to hide it as best you can. Looking at the Blues team, and you've said you've been a Blues fan your whole entire life. Who is your favorite Blues player all time? But who is your favorite Blues player? This is a two-parter. Who is your favorite Blues player currently?
I like all of them. All of them are great.
You're gonna answer that one.
You're gonna get a pageant answer for that one. They're all amazing, and I think they're all great. I do have a couple favorites, but I mean it's kind of obvious who my favorites are. If you're on my Instagram, it's kind of obvious who my favorite players are. But yeah, it's I love players who fight. I'm not saying names, but I love players who fight people.
Sunquist, Walker.
I love that. I'm not a fan of rain. I like sunshine. I love that. And then I'm a huge fan of Canadian players. So that leaves it kind of open because it's like a ton of Canadian players. So yeah, figure that one out. But yeah, I like all of them. All of them are good. They all bring something different to the table.
Yeah. Right. That's a great answer. I wanted to bring up, you had a really, really emotional moment this season. And I think as soon as I mention it, I'm gonna, if I don't get tears out of your eyes, I'll be surprised. Hockey Fights Cancer Night.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do the anthem with a 5 or 6 year old girl, right? Who's fighting cancer. And you sat right down there with her and you were mouthing the words with her, helping her out. What was going through your head while you're sitting there with this young girl standing in front of 18,000 people?
Yeah.
And she's never done this before. You've done it. She hasn't. And you got to get her through this and hope it doesn't become one of those viral moments and negatively.
I met her and her family before. We did a sound check with her, and I just kept encouraging her. I'm like, hey, you're an inspiration to a lot of people here, and like, it's gonna be fun. Just go out and have fun. I want to be right there with you. And then just seeing her come to life during it, and then when she did the point at the end, I was just like so excited when she did that. And she was singing, but about a month or like 3 weeks before, I met a guy and his wife, and he beat cancer, 2 types of cancer, I think 4 times. And I randomly met them, walking around, and I was like, Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Like, I want you to come down and be at the ice with me. So I had her singing, and then I had he and his wife back there. So, that night was just full of emotion, but I was surprised when I got emotional, like when you showed me that clip, because I do a really good job of like trying to hide emotions, just from, stuff growing up. But it was hard fighting it in front of people. But when I got to the back, like I kind of had a little moment to myself. Because she's gone through so much at such a young age, And to have the attitude that she did of like just being positive, and I mean, she was the happiest little girl I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And she was so positive, and it really put stuff in perspective. Like, you know, we complain about such minute things on a day-to-day basis, and you have a kid who is, a child going through what she went through. So it really put stuff into perspective for me. So I just did my best to, you know, keep it together, and glad I got glad I got through it. But yeah, I had a moment by myself for about 10-15 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
In the green room for sure.
Yeah. So what do you do to prepare for your song? So you do one song, sometimes you do two. I mean, on military night you did God Bless America, and I saw you do a little something about that song. So what do you do to prepare yourself?
So my preparation starts like a day before, which you know, people don't understand. Like, they think it's just like, oh, you're just singing the anthem, but it's like, no, my prep starts before, especially when it's cold, because I have to make sure I stay healthy, right? Getting sick. So you know, the colder it gets, you know, I have my humidifier on full blast every single night. You know, no sweets, no dairy. You know, I don't eat past a certain time because I have acid reflux. And then the day of, I don't eat anything until after I get done singing. So I go the whole entire day without eating until after I sing, because eating the wrong stuff kind of, it can create phlegm, and that affects the vocal cords. So I don't take a risk at that. But I mean, during weeks too, it's just like if I have to sing Tuesday and Thursday, I'm like, okay, well, I can't do anything Monday, Wednesday, because I have to perform those 2 nights. So it's a lot of stuff that people don't understand, that I have to prep for.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking the question. So people got a little bit feeling on that. And then I had another question that just went through my head. I'm going to go or refer to Justin here for a second. You got anything, Justin?
Oh no, I just do we have any more questions in the chat, guy?
At the moment, no. Jason Nichols said he was a comedian, talking about that. I love it. He says, well, never thought I'd cry at the Blue Note fan report. Kudos, gentlemen. Life is real. Go Blues. So that's our comment so far.
I guess the thing I want to ask is, I kind of want to get into some blues stuff, some blues talk, and you know, and I know you're a fan, and I know you kind of hold yourself to a professional standard, but I kind of want to get your thoughts on the Blues this season. The Blues, you know, most Blues fans had it in their mind that it was going to be a different type of season than we're seeing right now. You know, what's your thoughts on the season so far?
I honestly think we're on track. It sounds crazy, but you know, I think we're fine. I'm not concerned at all. Regardless how the season turns out, we're building, you know. So right now we're in, you know, they're figuring things out, and that comes with any team, you know, that wants to have longevity. So, you know, I'm not worried about the team. Like, I think the team is, I think they're fine. I think they're finding their groove and playing with each other. Because I mean, they've beat some big teams, and they've beat big teams really big, because they beat Florida, you know, last month. They beat Vegas. I mean, they lost them last night, but they beat Vegas at home. So I mean, they can play, like, when they play together, it's insane, right? So like, you see the spurt. So, you know, everybody's like, we're like, oh, they're doing this, or they're doing. I'm good. I think they're gonna be fine.
Pershard, me and you are probably in the minority here. I've been pretty optimistic with the team this year. it's not the season that I expected per se. I expected them to be a little bit more consistent, but with the NHL how it is this year, everything is so weird with standings and everything like that. Teams are underperforming, overperforming. The Blues, they're not out of it statistically net or yet.
No.
So I mean, even though they're still inconsistent and they do need to find that consistency, definitely heading into a push if they're going to be there, they're not out of it.
And you got to
I definitely
think,
believe that.
this has not happened. This is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
It's not. So at any given time, a flip can be switched and they go on a tear.
Yeah.
And call me crazy, but I think they're going to do it again. Like
I would not be surprised. I would not
feel
be
like
surprised whatsoever.
I feel like they play better when they have something to prove. Like I really do. But I'll never lose hope in them because I know what they can do. I've seen it, and regardless of people saying stuff about them, they've seen it, so they know how good this team can be. It's just a matter of when it's gonna click, if it's gonna be this season or if it's gonna be next season. But somewhere in between there, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be an amazing thing. And the same people who criticize them are gonna be the same ones that, oh, I'm a Blues fan. Like, no, you were talking
exactly.
crap like a month ago.
They're the same people that'll be jumping on that bandwagon when they're good again. And I get it. It happens in every fan base, but it is kind of crazy to see the 360 flips that you see. Oh, they're bad, so I'm not supporting, or oh, they're great. I was always on that bandwagon. I never gave up, but you did. But
if I'm a fan of any team, I'm a ride or die fan. I don't care what's happening. I'm a ride or die fan. I'm not gonna say nothing bad. Like, I'm a ride or die fan. I'm gonna ride it out. I don't care if they're statistically out of it. I'm gonna be like, they got it. They're fine. Because that's just how I am as a fan. I'd rather be positive versus we got too much negative already. In the world, period. So I'm gonna support who I support. And the Blues I'm always gonna support them regardless.
Yeah.
Just so I can say I was a true fan through and through.
Exactly. Well, it's like what they say when a team goes through rough spots and down years and rebuilds, retools. It really makes you appreciate if you're positive and you're optimistic for your team, and like you said, you're ride or die for your team. When the team is good and they are competitive, that feels so much more rewarding than saying, oh, they're so bad, I'm not going to support them. It doesn't get the same feeling. If you're there for the bad times, when they get to the good times, you're going to feel on top of the world because you were there through the whole thing.
For sure. And I never use the word lose because I don't believe in losing. I believe in learning. You either win or you learn. You don't lose. The only way you lose is if you don't learn anything. That's how I look at it. So, you have to learn. You have days where you learn, you have days where you win. Either way, whichever day you're having, it's going to get you to where you want to be at.
Absolutely.
That's
a great, as Wayne says, the power of positivity.
Yeah.
The power of positivity. My boy Day.
Michael Dante, also known on this show as Dante's Inferno, who I know has his own band in Pennsylvania called Traffic Jam. I keep telling him it needs to be Mike and the MT Nets. I actually see where you're coming from when you say that, Pershard. I don't eat anything on days of my gigs either. I always sing better when I fast for a few hours because eating does create film. Right?
Very much so. And I go high in the anthem, so I don't need any phlegm happening. I mean, because I just did I did the U.S. figure skating championships the last 4 or 5 days. So I did 2 anthems on Wednesday, 1 on Friday, and then I did 1 tonight. 1 today. And I literally just fasted all week, honestly. I would eat after, and I had two anthems on the same day on Wednesday. So I literally didn't eat until 8:00. So yeah, it's a lot, man. And it's easy for people to say, oh, well, I'm like, try and do it and watch you fail miserably. Because it's discipline. singing is like it's your voice is a muscle, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, like staying healthy, like making sure you're not getting sick. Especially, I work with kids, so it's extremely hard to make sure, I'm staying healthy. So I mean, I do like emergency drinks every morning. I do 3 gummies of vitamin C to help with like immune support. Like I work, it's not like I just stay in my house. I still have a 9 to 5. So I work with kids, and kids like get everybody sick. So
what do you like? You don't have to like say you're like where you're based at. What do you do? Like, what are you like a I know you kind of coach, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about do
no,
you do
no,
like
no.
some
So
type of teaching?
I do a lot of 4-H work. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So we have 4-H programs. So we go into the schools, and it's from K to 12. So
Oh, okay.
kindergarten
Yeah.
is like
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
they don't know boundaries yet at kindergarten.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love them to death, but they don't know boundaries at all yet. So if they're coughing, they are coughing on you. So
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I know working with kids all too well. I'm a special needs paraprofessional, so I work with kids as well. So I definitely know the territory with that kind of stuff.
yeah.
When it comes to germs and getting sick and everything like that.
Oh yeah. But I love what I do, and I just take every precaution I can to make sure that I'm vocally good for any performances that I have. So I've gotten used to it. But most people wouldn't, because they scream, and we want to have a drink every now and then. Like I don't do any of that anymore. Like I can't risk it.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a very, it's, I don't know how to say it. Like I have to be on point. Like I can't have a mistake. Even though I've been doing it for 4.5, 5 years, right? Consistently. And I think in another interview I said it like this: like, safe plane landings do not get attention.
Yeah.
They don't. So you do something consistently for 5 years, and people kind of don't recognize that. But you have one slip up, and then it's like, oh my God. And so it's like I have to always make sure that I am like on point. It's just something that was ingrained in me as a kid. Just you work twice as hard, and that's how I was raised.
Yeah,
One aw shit
absolutely.
ruins 1,000 attaboys.
What was that?
One aw shit ruins 1,000 attaboys.
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely does. It definitely does. But like I said, I've gotten better at just drowning everything out, and not worrying about it, and learning who I am as a person, and just surrounding myself with positive people, and calling it a day.
A couple more questions for you. We're hitting the hour mark. We try and keep this Sunday show between an hour and a half. I hope you're good with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
We have another famous anthem singer in St. Louis. I kind of sort of know him. Gerald Williams, right?
Gerald Wilson, yes.
Wilson, yeah. Are you friends with him? Have you met him? Have you talked to him? Or
so when he sang at the Blues game, so I made sure he sang on military night. So I made sure I was there to greet him, and to have pleasantries with him, and we exchanged phone numbers. But like I hadn't talked to him since, but it was definitely nice to finally meet him, because I wanted to meet him because I'd always heard him sing. Yeah. And I always respected him as a singer, and like not just an anthem singer, but as a singer, because he's accomplished in he's done some gospel music as well. Yeah. So yeah, I met him, and we've had conversation that night. So yeah, he's a good guy. Nothing bad to say about him. He's an amazing human being. He served the country, and he deserves that respect.
I'm not sure if I went to high school with him or not, but I know we're right about the same age. And
Yeah.
I'm former Navy too. I did 20 years in the Navy also.
Thanks for your service.
Oh, thank you. My next question is, like, for me, one of my favorite songs, and I haven't heard it in like the longest time. They used to do it. I know Charles Glenn did it, When the Blues Go Marching In.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to do that, or have they like completely taken that out of the repertoire, or what's up with
I'm not sure. I did it. I did it at Blues and Brews with them when they first announced. But yeah, no, I don't think it's been taken out. I just don't think they've done it yet.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it at a game. You might let somebody know, hey, we need to do this in a game, you know. And if you do, get it for me, because I want it
every now and then.
Yeah, because it's, to me, that's I got to go in 2016. My daughter graduated from the University of San Francisco. At the same time, the Blues were in the Western Conference Finals against the Sharks.
Okay.
So I got to go to Game 4. Blues ended up winning that game very handily, and I'm, walking through the crowd in my Blues jersey, in San Francisco, in San Jose, singing When the Blues Go Marching In. Lucky I didn't get my butt wet, but
yeah, me and a buddy went to Nashville this season, and they lost the game, and we actually ended up leaving the second period because the fans were just so aggressive.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's not that serious. Like, I mean, they were extremely aggressive, and I was just like, I need to get out of this situation because, I don't want to react the wrong way, because I mean, they were being like borderline disrespectful.
Oh, you're Nashville fans?
Yeah.
No, Pershard, no. Nashville fans aggressive? No. Come on, man.
Well, we went last year too, and it was fine. Like, it wasn't near as bad, but this year, because they were winning, they just like amped it up, and me and him were looking at each other like, yeah, it's time to go.
Oh, this is not no bashing podcast, but yeah, Nashville is definitely not the humblest of individuals when it comes to winning.
And I've never experienced any negative Blues fans to any team that comes to Enterprise.
I haven't either. I'm sure there is
disrespectful fans from the Blues. Ever. Like, we'll win a game, and we'll chirp each other, but there's a line between like friendly chirping and like disrespectful chirping, and you're trying to just be a douchebag.
Blues fans don't do it in the arena face to face. They just get online and use the keyboard warrior strategy. So most of the time, but I see, the thing is as a Blues fan, I'm going to have a little bit of bias. I think Blues fans have always been a down-to-earth, humble fan base for the most part. I think the Stanley Cup kind of amped it up a little bit, where you do see those fans that are kind of over-aggressive sometimes, that do take it a little bit too far because we won the Stanley Cup, so they think that they can, treat people how they want to treat people, or how they think they can, and it's just not right. But I think for the most part, St. Louis fans are usually pretty humble for the most part.
Yeah. And, I think social media has created this like space where people just are just disrespectful, because like they feel there's no like consequences. They can just say whatever they want to people. But, like I said, I grew up, my mom was a PK, and I just grew up treating people with dignity and respect, because you never know what position you're going to be in, and you never know what kind of day somebody may have had. So you being rude to them might be the thing that sends them over the edge, or you being nice to them might be the thing that lets them know I can hold on and I can get through this. So I wish people would understand that more when they go on these internet rants. And I mean, even talking about players, such and such is this. I'm like, bro, these are human. These are human beings. So, and I get that you're upset that things aren't going the way you expect them to do, but if you flip that mirror on and looked at your life, how perfect are you? You know what I mean? So, yes, you support this team. Yes, you want them to win every game, but there are going to be bumps and bruises along the way, and you just have to stick behind them and like support. Like, don't Don't go on the internet and just trash talk anybody. It's insane. Because there was a lady last month. This dude went on her page and was making some sort of like threat to her and was disrespecting her. This lady drove 3 hours, found out where he worked at, and pulled up on him and was like,
Wow.
hey, remember you were, and she showed him what he said. It was the funniest thing I have ever seen. I'm like, that energy needs to come back. Because
I'm telling you,
understand
people,
you can be touched.
Yeah, I'm telling you, people think that, you know, when you're over the internet and you're behind the screen that you're untouchable. And I think that you are right, Pershard. You know, the energy of like, you know, maybe not being, you know, over aggressive. Like, I mean, 3 hours. I mean, that's crazy. Like 3 hours, you know, driving 3 hours to confront. But then again, that's the actions of your consequences. When you're sitting behind the screen, you think that you're untouchable. That you think that you are the king of the conversation, and you think that you hold all the power. And I think it's, you know, nice when you see people that, you know, stick up for themselves first off. But I just think that social media, you know, that's a whole different topic. You know, we could have a 5-hour long conversation about the disruption and the terrible nature of social media and what has come from a lot of people from it. So.
Well, I want to get it back into some more comments. Sister JJ, you may know him. He called himself the St. Louis Blues nun, John Jeffries. You may have seen him at games. He wears a nun with the signs, you know, with the Pope and Brett Hall. Pershard, I am so impressed with your character in class. Long live the Blues and long live our very own Pershard Owens. God love you, man.
I appreciate that.
Dante's
I try. You know, I Mr. Glenn was and still is he is class personified, in my opinion. You can't tell me anything negative about that man. Yeah. He's helped me, you know, navigate being in this new role. And he is a text or call away anytime I need him. Like, he helped me get through the playoffs, like talked me through it, told me what to expect. So, you know, my job is I have to carry on his torch. You know what I mean? So yeah. I have to make sure that I remain, you know, professional at all times. You know, I don't wear the suits. I'm not in my suit era yet. Like, yeah. I am a young man, and I dress as such. And I like that, because I try and bridge the gap between, like, you know, more seasoned fans and then newer fans coming in. That was my take when I took it. You know, I want to create this merging of both generations of fans to bring everybody together. So, you know, I always wear like Black Pants jersey and then either a black or my white jacket, you know, just to put a little touch on it.
And the way I think about it is, you know, everybody has their own style. Like, it's, you know, a suit and tie is not for everybody. You know, a handsome gentleman like me, you know, I would look good in anything, but it's, you know, suit and tie. You know, I've never been in a suit and tie before in my life. So, you know, and I don't even know if it's my style, but, you know, everybody has their own style. I think it makes you, you know, even, you know, like you said, you always wear the scarf. There's a reason you wear it. And, you know, that's your style. And I don't think that you take it as, you know, you take it into an unprofessional level. Like, I think you have your own style, but you make it into a professional looking style, you know, without having to wear a suit and tie.
And I'm looking forward to the time where I do transition into a different style. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking forward to seeing over the years how everything evolves and it changes, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up in a suit and tie at some point. But right now, this is the stage, and I think life in general is just about growth. You know, one day you're in this moment, and the next day you grow out of it and you become something else. And I think that is so important. And I think, you know, our team is doing the same thing. You know, they're growing into something. And when it fully clicks, they're going to be dangerous. I mean, they're dangerous now because, like I said, they're beating big teams. But once it's 100% like locked in, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree. Like I said, we talked about this before. I don't think the Blues are out of it. You don't think the Blues are out of it. I don't think Guy thinks the Blues are out of it. I mean, they're not out of it statistically. I think that, like you said, once they're firing on all cylinders, they can beat any team in the league. I mean, any team can beat any team at any time. And like I said, the Blues are capable. This team is capable of stringing together 5 wins in a row. I mean, we saw last year they got a season high, winning what, 12 in a row, was it?
Yeah.
So they're capable. It's just about putting that together. The chemistry hasn't come all together there. But like you said, they have beaten some big teams this year. The best game that I thought they played this season was the Dallas game. The 3-1 game that they
And you
won.
got to think we've had a lot of injuries too. So then you have new players coming in that haven't played a lot, and then you have to automatically click. It's not going to happen overnight. We have it's been in and out, in and out, in and out. So we have to give them room to play together and learn each other. Like we have
absolutely.
to.
This team has gone through a lot of injuries. Speaking of injuries, what was your thoughts on Vegas's parting gift for Philip Broberg yesterday?
Wait, what happened?
Philip Broberg he's down. He's out with an injury. A minute into the game controversially, the hit was fine in my opinion. I think Stone kicks his feet out from under him, making it kind of a slew foot. I know that's controversial. I think it was kind of a slew foot, but some may disagree. A minute into the game, he takes an injury and he doesn't return for that game.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that because last night I was singing at the US figure skating event. So I was keeping track of it on the phone, but I didn't know he got injured. I heard about the extension that he got. His
extension I think was a steal for the St. Louis Blues. I think it was great term, great contract, very valuable player for years to come. But his parting gift from the Vegas Golden Knights and Mark Stone himself was a slew foot and taken out of the game. So hate to get raw on you there, Pershard, but
there's another new player to come in and they have to learn, they have to mesh again. So it's been a season of injury and learning new players, which is a good thing because it's given the players a chance to come up and at least get that experience. So I think the injury is not a good thing, but the fact that they're having to come up and learn to play with the players who are already there, I think it's a great opportunity for them to learn. And I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be beneficial.
You look at a guy like Otto Stenberg. I mean, he came up and he was in the AHL, and then you didn't think that you were possibly going to see him very much this season. He comes up, he's playing fantastic. So I mean, definitely opportunities are definitely given when guys like that go down.
Totally agree.
Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Okay, so Michael Dante said, "Spot on, Pershard. Kindness is the key. It's an awful world we live in." Teresa said, "You're doing a fantastic job."
Thank you.
Replying to the Boberg saying the initial hit was fine, but Stones lifts his leg and makes Broby land on his shoulder head. The NHL did come out and say player safety looked at it and didn't think it was a slew foot, so no supplemental.
Well, I mean, but we've talked about this controversial topic. Pershard, I'm not going to put you on the spot or anything like that. Me and Guy have talked about the players. The players, first of all, they've been inconsistent is the word I'll use. So they can look at it and say it was not worth any supplemental thing, and that's fine. But in my opinion, it was still a slew foot. The hit was fine. It was a slew foot, but. Continue.
Well, I hope he recovers from that because he's a great asset to the team for sure.
Yeah. Well, they didn't put anything out today, so that kind of tells me. Usually, like if it would have been major, it would have come out today.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be as bad since it's waiting, and where he may be. And like Chris said, he fell on his shoulder head.
Shoulder.
They did say upper body, so. possible concussion protocol, and again, that could take a few days, and that, so you never know.
And he may be okay. He may be, he may be back for the next game. Oh, and actually, they touted something interesting. Sorry, I don't mean to get off topic, but they touted something interesting on the broadcast. They said that if Phil Broberg misses the next game, he will be the first Blues defenseman in the top 4 to miss a game this season.
Yeah.
So the top 4 has not missed a single game this year. The Blues forwards have taken the brunt of the injuries this year.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of rolling down here at an hour and 10. I'm going to we've got about 4 or 5 people watching. If you have any last questions for Pershard, please throw them out there so we can ask them. Pershard, why don't you, while we're waiting, because it's a 15-second delay between when you hear me and they hear me. Why don't you tell people, a little more about yourself, or where they can find you, or things you can do, or, tell them to come say hi to you at the game or whatever, but take a few minutes for yourself on our show.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm mostly on Instagram. Like I run my own Instagram account. That's usually where I'm at. So, follow me on Instagram. If you see me at a game, speak. Like I might have RBF, but I'm promised I'm a nice person when you come up and speak. I love the interaction. So if you see me at a game, say hi, and I'll say hi back and probably have a conversation. But yeah, just follow me on Instagram, social media, and that's probably the best way to communicate, honestly.
Right.
Pershard, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts. I know we kind of went over a lot in this, but there's a lot of renditions of the national anthem. There's a lot. I'm not gonna go out there.
Whitney
There's a
Houston.
ton that there's a ton
Whitney
that
Houston.
I can. There's a ton. There's a ton that I can say, like, oh, this is great, this is awesome. But the thing is for me, like, I'm young. I didn't serve. I didn't do anything like that. But I always respect the national anthem. So there's always times. So whatever rendition I get, I'm always respectful. I'm always silent. I'm always, heart to the chest, or hat to the chest, because I'm mostly a hat guy. And I'm looking up at the flag. I'm stoically standing. But there is not many, in my opinion, rendition-wise, that gets me like yours does, because I am just silent. I mean, I am the most silent I can be, because there's certain people, when I see them on screen or doing something, that just leaves me speechless. And I think that you leave me speechless, but not in a bad way, in a good way, that I'm just like, man, there's not many people in this.
You locked up for a second. If he comes back. Yeah, sometimes my internet freezes on me. I apologize about that.
It's all good.
I hope you're having a good time on the show tonight.
Oh yeah, like I've had a great time. Like I think I needed, especially the first 5-10 minutes of it. I definitely need that. Okay, there he is. He's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know where I cut off, but I would just say that there's not many people that do a lot of things that leave me speechless, to where I'm like, if I'm doing something, cooking something, doing something, just doing something that takes my attention, where I'm like, I'm stopping to watch this guy, or, watch what this individual is doing. You absorb that energy. So even if I'm at home, making a drink, or I'm making food, or I'm doing something, that provides my attention, I am stopping what I'm doing and I'm listening to you sing the national anthem. So the fact that
I appreciate that. I mean, and one thing that I always do before I sing is, like, I say, I kind of chant a small prayer, and it's just a couple words, and it just says, more of you, less of me. Because everything that I do, I want God to be seen through me, because I'm a very spiritual person. And by saying more of you, less of me, it kind of takes me out of the equation, because a lot of times you can put, people who sing the national anthem, you'll hear a bunch of, runs. And I think I do maybe one small one, just to put a little bit of seasoning on it. But like running on every word, and it's a lot. And honestly, I started, when I first did it, I was in this mode where I felt like I had to prove myself. And I would do this. I would do the Whitney note, but then I would do it like 2 more times going up. And I had one of my friends who served, and he said, bro, he was like, your voice is there. Like I don't know why you second guess your voice and feel like you have to prove yourself. He was like, let the words do what they're gonna do, and you just sing it. And that's when I developed the rendition that I do now at the Blues, because I do several different renditions. I have my rendition I do at the Blues, and then when I go sing in the NFL, I have a different rendition. And then like at the skating thing, I had a different rendition. But it's never like over the top with the runs, because I just think that's a self thing. Like that's a pride thing. Like I want to, this is my moment. And it's like, it's not your moment at all. Just sing it, put a little, a little bit of your flair on it, but like, don't go overboard,
Yeah.
That's why I don't flip it at the end anymore. I leave that off at the Blues, at least. In other places, I do flip it at the end, but they want a little more more character to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not about me when I sing it, and I want people to understand that, even because I'm trying to think singing it. I'm like, I don't even do anything like crazy. Like I hold the note at the end off, but everything else is like pretty straightforward.
And I hate to circle back, but it goes to what you were talking about earlier in the show, where you said that I grew up with a lot of, influences that didn't need, the big pyro, need the big extravaganza, to make myself feel, special and get across a good show or a good performance.
Yeah. And hold on a second. There we go. Yeah. And that's what I grew up with. So that's what I do. Like I do the same thing that they did. Like I just let the voice do what it's going to do and call it a day. I don't have to do all that. Yep. Sing it, put a little bit on it, get in, get out. Cause like I try and keep it within 90 seconds. And that's because like, there's, some time restraints as well. So, it's definitely, it's 90 seconds is like the standard. Unless, they tell you otherwise. So you really don't have time to do any crazy runs unless you go off of the deep end. But I have been kind of playing around with adding something in. It's not crazy, but I think it'll give it like more life to it. So, you might see that at a game coming soon.
I want to go over comments real quick before we get ready to end the show tonight. First, we got Sister J saying, I'll be at the game Friday. Would love to get a picture. He also says, I'll buy you something to eat.
I'm usually, like, when I get done with the anthem, I'm usually by 1:18, and then I sit in 1:12-ish, I think. I forget what, I'm forgetful. But yeah, I'm usually around where the security spot is, and then I sit in like I think it's like 112.
Did I freeze or did he go out? I think he got off.
No, it's me. Yeah, it's me. Are you still there with us, Pershard?
There we go.
That's weird. Oh, there we
Hopefully
go. There we go. That's weird.
There we go. Sorry, guys, having some internet issues. The joys of technology, right?
Right.
Chris Jockey had said the service members holding the flag. Thank you for that. Talking about not doing the runs. Also on the same line, Stephen Glass, my Australian friend, says some people do too much. They try and put every run into it. Love the way you do it, and we do. My buddy Dante's Inferno says, Pershard, who is your, I already know the answer to this because you said it, but who is your favorite instrumental vocal rendition of the national anthem. Please tell me it's Jimi Hendrix. That's my personal favorite.
It is unfortunately not Jimi Hendrix. It is definitely Whitney Houston. Because like her,
He said that like
and it's
3
not
times.
it's not just about her vocal ability. It's what we were going through as a country when she did it. And then the backstory of it, also that people don't know, they wanted her to be in like a ball gown.
Yeah.
And she came in and said, I'm wearing a sweatsuit and a headband, and that is what I'm going to do. And because she made that move, the whole entire atmosphere changed. You know, the way she sang it, the orchestra behind her playing, the moment of the country, that all of it was all together in one, and it made it that much more just iconic. So I don't think anybody will ever top Whitney Houston, her rendition, because it is vocally, it is insane.
Yeah, he said he meant non-vocal.
Oh,
Just
not
instrumental.
non-vocal. I haven't heard many non-vocal renditions.
The Jimi Hendrix one on the guitar is probably the most famous.
Well, yeah, but like I'm thinking, like, you know, throughout the years, like I haven't heard a rendition that's like that, just like stood out. You know, it's been mostly vocal. So yeah, instrumental, it would have to be Jimmy, because I mean he's the one that stands out. But yeah, vocally, it's always gonna be Whitney. I don't care who it is.
Stephen Glasser, did you hear Pentatonics do it? That was amazing. I haven't heard it, so maybe I'll have to look for it.
Pentatonics did their rendition at I think it was a baseball game, and they're just like an a cappella group. It was good. It was definitely good. But non-instrumental, but they're still singing though. So I'm thinking like instrumental. So
to me, I don't think anybody will ever top Jimmy's, right? I mean,
not with the instrument, no.
Yeah. Well, we're right at that point where it's kind of time to go away. I want to say, Pershard, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Sorry about some of the technical issues there at the beginning. We do what we can to not have them, but you know what? The glitches get us here and there. We have a special way to end the show. We'll do that, and we'd like you to stay with us for after. We'd like to talk to you offline if you don't mind.
Okay.
Right. Well, guys, first of all, let me say a huge round of applause and a big to Pershard Owens for joining us tonight. We thank you so much. I know we had some trouble setting this up, for finally getting there and being ready and being happy and doing this with us. Thank you so much. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for my co-host,
Justin Eagle Eye Scott,
saying you can find us on the Blue Note Fan Report on YouTube and Facebook. And you got to know, my worshiper's trying to run away. You got to know that I'm bleeding blue with you, Justin. We only got one way to finish the show, right, bud?
Absolutely. I think I need to see the girls. Where are the girls at?
What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo. I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Now, I want to know who's late for dinner.
Where are the boys? Where are they at?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, your host of the Blue Note Fan Report, for his co-host, Justin Eagle Eye Scott, and thanking our special guest, Pershard Owens, the Blues Anthem singer, for joining us tonight, saying you got to know that I'm always bleeding blue with you.
And as always, it's Let's Go Blues.
And we'll see you Tuesday night. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to change this up. Pershard, I know you say you take time off, but could you just give us a Home of the Blues on our way out?
Oh, gosh. Wait, no. Somebody would see this and be upset if I did that.
Okay.
I'll give you a let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Okay. There we go. See you next time on the Blue Note Fan Report for Guy, Pershard, Owens, and Justin Scott. Aloha.